The A80L is the second best OLED TV that Sony has announced for 2023, and unlike its bigger brother, the A95L, which includes Samsung's QD-OLED technology, this is actually a WRGB panel, and it's for the more budget conscious among us. So it doesn't have any fancy new OLED technologies like QD-OLED or LG's MLA. So the question is, how does it perform compared to the other options out there? Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out, but before that, we have to unbox it and set it up. Stick around. Hey guys, it's the Villa Man here, home theater enthusiast and lover of all things tech, and let's dig in. Now this TV comes in 55 inches all the way up to 83 inches, so there's a size there for pretty much everyone. Let's see what we get in this box. First up, we have the stand. Nice brushed metal look right here. We have the other one. Next up, we have the panel for hiding cables in the back, the setup guide, power cable, remote control, batteries, and screws for the stand. All right, let's get this box off. Gotta take this off first. And here we have the panel. Nice. And now, of course, we want to put the box on a flat surface and put the styrofoam inside to act as structural support, so we can have a surface to install the feet of the TV. I can do this with a 65-inch TV. A bigger one, you should probably get some help. In fact, you probably should get some help with a 65-incher, but I took the risk. Ideally, you wouldn't be holding it by the screen here, you'd be holding it by the top and not squeezing on the screen. So don't do this at home. So correction, these screws are actually for visa mounting. So if you're going to wall mount the TV, then these screws would go in these holes to shorten the distance to the screws for wall mounting. The stands are actually a toolless design, so you don't need a screwdriver or screws, and you can mount them either inset like this or outset. So if you mount them inset, then the distance that you need between the feet on your stand will be smaller. So if they are pointed inwards like this, then you'll need less distance between both stands if your TV stand is a bit narrower. But for me, I will mount it outside, and the feet are a toolless design, as I mentioned. So if you want to mount the feet this way, then the concave part will have to be facing upwards. So if you have it this way, then you'll need the other foot to do that. So this just slides into here. There you go. And we do the same thing with the other foot. And done. So the Sony A80L has a 4K 120Hz WRGB panel sourced from LG display. It comes in a 55, 65, 77, and 83-inch screen size and has two HDMI 2.1 ports. So first impressions of the TV, I like the design, and the stands, even though they're very minimal, are very sturdy, so that's a great plus. The TV has that quintessential OLED picture quality, meaning that it's very vibrant and has some really punchy contrast. So in a dark room, it makes that HDR effect just pop so much, but it doesn't have, say, an anti-reflective coating on the screen. So in a bright room, though you still get a bright picture, you do see a lot of reflections, especially if you have a window behind you. Now, what I like to do to make these TV unboxing videos a bit more interesting is to compare the TVs to key alternatives from the previous model year. So in this video, that will be the LG C2 OLED as well as LG's G2 OLED. Now the A80L is very similar to the C2, where it doesn't have a built-in heatsink, it just has the WRGB OLED panel. And when comparing the picture, they have very similar brightness, although the A80L does get brighter more consistently than the C2 does. So there are instances where they have pretty much the same brightness levels, but in general, the A80L does get brighter more consistently than the C2 does. The difference in brightness isn't quite as perceptible unless you're comparing them directly like we are here though. That said, they both have very vibrant, contrasty pictures, although the contrast on the A80L just pops that much more. I think this is where we benefit from Sony's picture processing expertise, where the picture just looks that much better even when using similar technologies. And although the Sony is more contrasty, they both handle near black detail very well. They both are available in all the same screen sizes, and as far as connectivity goes, the C2 actually has more HDMI 2.1 ports than the A80L does, 4 versus 2. And if you are gaming on, say, just next-gen consoles, then that is perfectly fine having either one of these TVs, because 2 consoles for 2 HDMI 2.1 ports. But if you're, say, doing PC gaming and you want to connect that as well, then you may have to find alternative means of connecting your PC to your TV, where on the LG you can connect them all at once and not worry about a thing. Or you could just connect one of your consoles to your HDMI 2.0 port and play at 4K 60, which is totally fine as well. Both the C2 and the G2 have the OLED Evo panel, but the G2 has a built-in heatsink to help with heat dissipation, so the TV can have higher peak brightness for longer periods of time. And that is immediately evident, as the G2 is noticeably brighter than the A80L is. The picture performance of the G2 is similar to the C2, where it has great vibrancy and contrast by the OLED panel, but the overall screen brightness is just that much higher on the G2 than either of those previous TVs. And with that considered, if your TV is in a brighter room, then you may want to really think about which of these TVs you would get for that. Now, more recent TVs will have longer support for things like firmware updates and stuff like that, as well as more advanced processing. But I think we've gotten to a point now where the previous model TVs are really close to the current model TVs, so you can have a lot of options as far as which TV you would get, where you can have the same technology at significantly lower prices, or even better technology at a lower price as well. That said, I'll be doing some more in-depth testing of the A80L, as well as comparisons with other 2023 model TVs. So let me know in the comments which comparison you would like to see, and I'll do my best to make it happen. Also, let me know what you think about these TVs in the comments below, and if you are in the market to buy either one of them, then I've also left links in the description. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been your friendly neighborhood villain man saying be safe and peace.